What's up, Champions fam? It's Zeke410, back with a brand new WWE Champions video. Now, this video is going to be short, sweet, and brief and right to the point, but we just saw the conclusion of an all-women's faction feud, as well as the Beth Phoenix and Bayley contest. So, again, congratulations to each and every single one of you who were able to walk away with a guaranteed 3-star gold Beth, or if you went the distance with your faction fam, you were able to get a 4-star gold fuse or card of her. So kudos to everyone who was able to do that. Now, we're going to double back to that scenario quite shortly, but I wanted to address something else as well. Now, outside of that contest, we're pretty much in a dead space when it comes to champions. Of course, we got our limited time MLC tour grinds for August 2020's SummerSlam Party MLC, and I hope you're all enjoying your brand new free-to-play MLC waifu in Carmella, Modern Era Trickster, the Princess of Staten Island, and I'm wishing y'all all the best when it comes to getting Ruthless Aggression Striker, Shawn Michaels, the Heartbreak Kid, aka the Showstopper. But let's be real, y'all. I would like to see something very interesting happen in Champions, where I'm a huge fan of anime and manga, and one of the first mangas that ever catch my attention, as well as anime, was Yu-Gi-Oh! A card game. Yes, a children's card game. Now, when this game first launched, literally, one of the best monsters out, one of the best units, so to speak, was a character by the name of Exodia. Now, the only way that you could form Exodia was by having all 5 pieces. You needed both of his legs, both of his arms, as well as his head. And once you summoned all 5 pieces and put them down on the board, you were basically guaranteed the win. Didn't matter what the opponent had. You get Exodia all out, you got all 5 pieces in your hand, guaranteed W. Now, what if WWE Champions did the same thing? Now, there is another game that I like to dabble in once in a while, and I love watching content on, known as Marvel Contest of Champions. And they just released a brand new character by the name of Platinum Pool, where they're basically doing the Exodia concept. You have to do pulls with crystals, and hope to get all the pieces of him so you can fully unlock him onto your squad. So you're hoping to pull the left arm, then the right arm, the left leg, then the right leg. You go for his head. You get all the pieces together. You got a brand new champion to work with and use for gameplay. What if Champions did the same here when it came to the different game modes? Think about how boring the Blitz grind is, but it is essential in the new contest meta of Champions. Imagine if every final milestone, like for Hell mode or whatever, you got rewarded a bag that gave you shards towards a champion that could be unlocked at 3-star bronze, maybe 3-star silver. Then you grind out your showdown tournaments, and we've had these already. We've seen it with Tommaso Ciampa, we've seen it with Ken Shamrock, Zombie Page, Showboat Warrior. They've done it there. What if they also stepped up their game when it came to faction feuds? Instead of doing rinse and repeat old units, they introduced brand new champions that were solely dedicated to faction feud rewards for the top 100 factions. That would give people more incentive to go all in and sacrifice their time that they're not getting back by getting not only a solid ranking for their faction family, but also getting a brand new champion that is literally a feud trophy, in a sense, exclusive to those who put forth the effort to make those sacrifices for their fam. This is something they could easily do, and they could have done the same with Invasions. We could have had an exclusive Invasion champion. And basically what I'm saying is, what if you had a scenario where literally you introduce a brand new champion at the beginning of the MLC, alongside your free-to-play unit and your chase champion, or you just had, hey, look, guys, we're introducing Shawn Michaels' Ruthless Aggression Striker, but if you do all these other forms of content, you're going to have a chance at these other exclusive units that are going to make the premium beast mode god tier build for Shawn. it'd be something that would have people more interested, more intrigued when it came to content. And I think it would be possible, especially if you did it during the big four pay-per-view MLCs. You know, you had an MLC for the Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series. If you dropped something like that and you had exclusive champions being released, you know, 2 trainers, 2 coaches exclusively utilized for this geared up prize wall chase champion, that's one way to get people's interest and intrigue going for your game and boost the ratings as well as the numbers for the market financially. So I'm just saying, I just gave y'all a freebie. Now, I'm running off too much. This has to be short, sweet, and brief. I have been paying attention to the community, and supposedly we had a group of bad boys and girls this weekend who didn't want to play well with others. And supposedly, because again, I'm on the outside looking in here, okay? Pretty much a group of people, a faction, got together, found an opening, took full-blown advantage of it, and were able to double up so they could guarantee that they walked away with solid rewards and resources during the Beth and Bailey contest. Now, on one side, I understand why people are upset. On the other side, though, you gotta look at it too. I mean, was it wrong? I guess it depends on perspective. See, for me, it isn't bothering me in the slightest, and I'm also not surprised. And it's not a shot or throwing shade at the people who did it. It's just the fact of, look at the game that we're playing, okay? We had Farmageddon happen, where everyone can literally go back and get first-time rewards over, rinse, repeat. That was everybody. People got mad at the guy who addressed it and told Scopely, hey, your game's kind of broken right now. People can literally go back and, like, raid whatever resources they need at the moment. Now, imagine if that had happened now, where you have an opportunity at getting multiple 5-star silver tokens or 4-star gold tokens. Would anyone say anything? Would people have even made champions aware, especially when they're so sick and tired of this game being, oh, pay to win? Would you say something? You probably wouldn't. And that's what I have to address here. I understand why a lot of you are mad. Maybe you're mad because of the simple fact you missed out on that loophole. If you had gotten word, you know, word on the street is if you do A through Z, you're going to be able to clear out this contest, save yourself some time. Everybody walks away with a guaranteed, you know, Exhibit A, Exhibit B, Exhibit C. Maybe you're mad because moral compass-wise, that's not the way you rock. Get it the right way. Do it fair. And you're not wrong for that. But let's also think about something else outside of this. There was the same type of situation, the same type of glitch that was taken advantage of when we had invasions back in the day. Okay? People capitalized off of that too, and that's one of the reasons why we don't see invasions no more. But nonetheless, if you and yours had found out how to do the same thing, would you have done it? You know, it's easy to point the finger at those that get caught, but if no one didn't get caught, who would be saying a thing? And then I talked about this in a previous video, and it was about the loot. You know, I wanted the Fiend, and when they dropped the loot, people were pulling him left and right. 4-star bronze, 4-star silver. Everyone's getting him or getting enough shards to unlock him with ease just by doing a few pulls on it. It was crazy. The same happened with Kevin Nash when they released his outsider gear. People were getting it left and right. And then just recently, during Beth Phoenix's official launch, when they dropped the banner, literally, they had to shut the game down because so many people were pulling enough shards to unlock her with ease. People didn't know what to do back at the office. So again, who's at fault? One side, you could be mad. Oh, they got champion I wanted and I didn't. By the time I was able to get in, it was the usual same old doopty-doops of the champions that I already got maxed out for trainer and coaching abilities. But had it been you, had you capitalized on it, had you walked away with a 4-star gold Beth, would you said anything? Had you walked away with an Ember Moon, would you have said anything? See, the world's gotten to a point where everyone's for or against. No one's not trying to understand the motives. No one's not trying to understand where someone's coming from. But look at it. We're not living in a world where everyone's a Boy Scout or Girl Scout. We're living in a world that's in the midst of chaos, going through pandemics. People are closed in, shut in. It's the Wild Wild West. In the famous words of Stone Cold, don't trust anybody. And a lot of people are mad. They want to vent. So they're taking their frustrations out on people who made a decision, wasn't the best decision in their opinion, so now everyone's lashing out. Look, y'all, at the end of the day, this is a game. And one thing that needs to be understood here is this. You can be mad at the people who did what they felt was necessary to not only benefit themselves individually, but as a whole. But there's actually someone else that y'all need to think about. Someone else who's at fault. Someone else who should have been responsible, far more responsible than ever. Because they have the financial backing to have prevented all of this. And that's Z.E.K.E. Champions and Z.E.K.E. are truly at fault when you sit back and think about it. You're mad at the faction. You're mad at the people because they walked away with it. But if they took all that money that they've made, that they've accumulated, and put it back into the infrastructure of their game, we never would have had a Farmageddon to begin with. We never would have had broken loot banners right at their initial release. We never would have had people, cracking the code, so to speak, when it came to lockbox grinding. Doubling up on rewards. Making it easier to clear milestones for everybody. So at the end of the day, you can be mad at the people that took advantage, but ultimately all they did was see an opening, they shot their shot, and they didn't miss. Remember, okay, we are the people. V for Vendetta said it best, People shouldn't fear their governments. Governments should fear their people. People shouldn't fear the companies that they spend their hard-earned cash on. Companies should fear the people that invest. It's just the truth. You invest your time. You invest your money. You can't get that back. You can make new money. You got a new day, a new opportunity to spend making things better. But ultimately, at the end of the day, you can't get yesterday back. You can't get back those thousands of dollars that you spent trying to get a certain champion. So what would you do when you know that champions of Z.E.K.E. make it crystal clear that they only care about the dollars? They leave an opening, a little crack. They only wanted to give you an inch anyway, and someone says, screw that. We gonna take a damn mile on this mug. And if we're the bad guys at the end, then so be it. And again, think about it like this. If that group of people had let your faction leaders in on how to do it, everyone's different. There's still some Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts out there, but they're far in between. So think about that. If you had the same opportunity to do what they did and know that, they're not going to ban me. They barely ban hackers. They barely ban people who are already in the game making things bad for everybody else. If they're barely doing that kind of work, what makes you think that probably would have gotten back to you? It's just a thought. The same way with Farmageddon. Yeah, they took a lot of resources back from some people, but not everybody. You get what you put in. If Champions is ready to send that money back into the game, been a different situation. We wouldn't have these issues. We wouldn't have the glitches and bugs that we have today. But I guess, people became a target because of the situation that took place. And here we are. The past is the past. They won. They technically won. Unless Champions went in and took their stuff away, which I highly doubt, it is what it is. And even if people are saying people got banned, I don't know. I doubt it. Again, look at how, send the ticket in and see how the response time goes when it comes from support. Do you really think they're going to have people there that are really gung-ho to go and fix this situation? I doubt it. I doubt it. They don't even really address things when it comes to Twitter. So it's just a thought, man. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm not being devil's advocate, but I'm just saying, trying to look at things from one side and the other. Again, the world's divided. It's either you're team for or team against. People can't just agree to disagree. Like, hey, your ways are your ways. They're not mine. But kudos if you were able to walk away with all those rewards and got your faction fan where they needed to be. Or, hey, like, hey, y'all got away with it this time, but don't tread lightly. You might not be able to do it next time. At the end of the day, it falls on the company. The company are the parents. Scopely has responsibilities when it tends to champions. And champions, let's be real, champions is a very top grossing game. But they aren't one of the Big 10. They're not even in the top 100. But they do make millions. They do make millions. Champions brings in mad money for Scopely. Let alone all the other brands and titles that they have game-wise. And they're still not in the top 10. They're not Dokkan Battle. They're not Grand Blue Fantasy. They're not Fate Grand Order. But they have the money to fix the problem. But instead, they let their problem stack. And when people are sick and tired of spending thousands upon thousands of dollars on a game that they love, that only gets so little of a minimum return, when you get an opportunity at a very solid contest and you got that option to take advantage because you figured out a way to do so, I can't be mad at you if you decide to rebel in one way or the other. But with that being said, y'all, bad times don't last. Champions do. Supposed to be short, sweet, and brief, but I did have to break some things down to y'all. I mean, it is what it is. The past is past. Can't go back. It is what it is. What's done is done. Ultimately, you could be mad at the people who did what they did, but does it really affect you personally? No, it does not. So, build a bridge, get over it, cry me a river, and pour yourself a glass of water to drink because, keeping hydrated is key. All right? Nonetheless, let's talk. If you want to vent, speak your mind in the comments below. Again, what are your thoughts about the whole, building a top tier unit, getting a free-to-play champion, getting a chase champion, getting the trainers and coaches, building a masterpiece during Big Four pay-per-view MLCs. That'd be a solid idea. Would really be a solid idea. You could literally have a god tier free-to-play unit, and they've proven that with Bayley this past weekend, so they could do it again. Get people interested. Bring in some new content. Bring in a tower mode. I don't know why we don't have a tower mode yet. Bring in some co-op. Bring in raid bosses for factions. That's another way that people could have literally gotten a new champion. Raid bosses. Depending, I'm just throwing out ideas that not only would bring in more money, but make the game far more entertaining. Didn't mean to hold y'all for that long. But with that being said, once again, bad times don't last, but champions do. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let's talk it up. Didn't mean to hold y'all as long as I did. I get passionate. I'm passionate about this game, and I got nothing but love for each and every single one of you, my beloved hashtag champions fam. Make sure to like, make sure to share, subscribe, and smash that notification bell for future content. But until next time, y'all, stay tuned to be continued. Peace.